When I talk about myths, what I mean is the challenges or the hurdles that a lot of our credit union clients encounter when they want to switch from a very manual environment into an automated environment. And so there's three classic ones that come up, and most of them are related to trust, right? So the first one is that they need manual underwriting to distinguish between the discretionary calls or the marginal applications. But what we really find when we look at the data is that there's really no difference between what they would approve in a manual environment versus what they would approve in a automated environment. So even though they may be marginal by definition, they're not really approving those loans, they're turning them down. And the second myth is that the credit score can't be trusted. And again, that comes from a lack of awareness of what exactly the credit score is intended to do and what the value of that credit score is. And then third was that we needed that human beings make better decisions than computers do. And certainly we know that human beings can rationalize better than computers do, but given the right amount of accurate data, computers make more accurate, consistent decisions over time than human beings. Does any of this that we see in the mobility, in the autonomous vehicles, is it going to affect auto loans in the future? And I don't think that we came up with a really good answer to that, but what we did come up with out of that discussion was why do people want autonomy? Okay? And I think that's more interesting to the lending process than the vehicle or the collateral itself. Why do people want that experience? Because people know that technology can relieve them from the trivial tasks. So what trivial tasks do we have in the lending process that could also be eliminated through autonomous technology? I think we need to be concerned with tech companies who figure out that they don't have to be banks to facilitate the lending process, and such circumventing traditional lenders out of the process. And so we've already seen some lenders across the country react to that. So just an example, in the automotive world, there are dealerships or there are manufacturers like Tesla that basically are not concerned with the finance part of the transaction, so they've limited the number of lenders that are available to their customers. Companies like Carvana that specialize on selling used cars on the internet, in the same way, it's not the traditional finance office at a dealership where a customer has access to multiple lenders. There's just a few select lenders. We've also seen, I believe it is Cap One or AutoNation, I'm sorry, working with Walmart to try to connect that process together, the shopping and the buying process. Capital One has launched their Auto Advantage website, understanding that they have to get involved with the consumer earlier in the process. So we're seeing that people do not make loan decisions, they make buying decisions, and those buying decisions are supported by the loan. So what we're finding is that tech companies have figured out how to solve the buying problem, and it's a very simple thing then to add in the finance. And so we see that, discussions about Amazon and in days gone by, Walmart, the big retailers getting more involved in the finance process. The most important thing that you have, the most important asset that the credit union has is their data. And managing that data is very important. Using the excuse of, I can't get to the data, so I can't make this decision or I can't change this process, it's going to be a losing proposition in the end, especially as regulators ask us to behave more like larger lenders. So data is the most important thing. The second thing that I would say that is important is take incremental steps. You don't have to solve the problem all overnight. And third is to realize that there are technologies out there to help even the smallest financial institutions solve some of these data issues.